Ladies and gentlemen, it's always a pleasure to go to this part because I'm always looking for gizmos and gadgets, or state-of-the-art stuff, or things that can help me or benefit me, or little tricks of the trade. Well, this product spotlight this time, we're going to be going over nickel boron products. I've got a friend of mine. He's a gun manufacturer, Blackjack Firearms. You can go to see him at bjfirearms.biz, and he makes a lot of different variations of the AR platform, tricks AKs out, ARs out. He uses special products, and a lot of the stuff that he uses is nickel boron, and he does it for a specific reason. And some of the parts that he deals with, I'm going to lift this up for the people out there in video land, but what we've got here is a nickel boron bolt carrier group. We've got a nickel boron fire control group consisting of the hammer, disconnector, and the trigger. And then we don't have it here today, but we have a nickel boron upper as well for an AR platform. They either look like this with a shiny silver color, or they blacken them in for the upper receiver. Sometimes people like two tones on their guns. Some people like it black. But the bolt group itself is a nickel boron color. Pretty cool. What's nice about these, John was telling me, it's kind of new to me. I've seen them out there, but I haven't really studied them. But John, once again, Blackjack Firearms, he's telling me it's kind of self-lubricating, especially if you put a bolt carrier group in an upper that is made out of nickel boron as well. You got two surfaces now rubbing on each other that are pretty slick. It reduces the amount of heat. Its material reflects sort of, the carbon that's coming off from the gas pipe after you take the shot. So when the gun is being used over and over and over again, if it's a regular steel bolt carrier group, that carbon starts to harden up, and you got to scrape it off almost with a knife blade down there on the intricate little parts, the little curves, nooks and crannies. You got to get in there and scrape all that carbon off. Otherwise, it starts to drag and cause friction, and it causes problems. So it's resistant to fouling, and it's easy to clean, and it's smooth operation. Now, what was neat about this on the trigger hammer and disconnector here, they call this the fire control group. Okay, it consists of the hammer, the trigger, and the disconnector. But what's nice about it is because it has that nickel boron coating, it's over steel, but it's nickel boron coating. What it does is it makes it slicker so that when you're pulling the trigger, you don't feel that creep, that little friction on the trigger. It smoothens it out pretty nice. Gets it down to about an 8-pound trigger, I believe it is. That's just a standard trigger. We talked last week, I think it was, about the 2-stage trigger that's 4.5 pounds. That's real sweet. But a basic standard trigger, I think, is right around 8 pounds. But it causes the nickel boron to give it a much smoother feel. It doesn't give that ratcheting effect when you go to pull the trigger. Nice thing about this, too, when John's at some gun shows, he'll have somebody buy one of these, and then he'll come back maybe the next gun show and buy 3 or 4 more to fill in the rest of his AR collection once he realizes how nice it is. Now, I've got 2 of them here. This is a brand new one on my right. In the camera, if you're seeing it, it's on the right side here. Okay. In the left is one that John's been using for quite some time. And you get to see how pretty it is when it's not being used. And then you get to see it after it's been used and it hasn't been cleaned. This is just a little darker bit, as you can see or look. And I'm going to tell you how it feels. You just wipe it off. It comes clean. It's still slick and smooth. It makes the actions go much easier, less friction, less heat, less potential for any type of malfunction. So nickel boron products are very good products. I would highly recommend that you do your homework on it, and I would highly recommend that if you're interested to go to bjfirearms.biz and check out the website, John's website there, and actually give him a call. Maybe he can help you out. But I was telling you before, a couple of weeks ago and last week, that because he manufactures gun right across the road from me, I get to go in there and see a lot of the new stuff before the public does. So I have a good time checking it out and bringing some products here. So check it out. bjfirearms.biz. I think you're going to like it a lot.